What happened?
What happened is that the Dallas Cowboys were smelling themselves and got exposed. They got exposed for being who they are. A mediocre offense, a mediocre coached team. That's what this comes down to. Now, let me be very, very clear.
Okay.
All joking aside, because we all know I like to hate on the Cowboys only because of their fan base. Not the players, not the team. It's their fans. I can't stand them. But having said all of that, I'm going to be objective here. Their defense is big time. There's no question about it. They got punched in the mouth yesterday. When you got this kid, Mack, rushing for 139 yards on 27 carries, Marlon Mack? I mean, come on now. I mean, you would have thought Ezekiel Elliott was running for the Colts. I mean, in 2 touchdowns. So they ran all over them. They beat them up at the line of scrimmage. This kid, Quentin Nelson, is something special, okay? And this kid, Samuel, on the other side of the offensive line, is no joke either. Ballard and those boys are doing a good job in Indianapolis. They deserve credit where credit is due. And Andrew Luck, that's just something else. We'll get into all of that a little bit later. But when you look at the Cowboys, Max and Damien, here's my thing. Do you realize that since 2015, the Dallas Cowboys ranked 22nd in points per game and literally 30th in passing yards? This is 2015. What is Jason Garrett's background? Is it that offense? Am I right in saying that, Damien? Doesn't he have an offensive background? Wasn't this the golden boy as an offensive coordinator who was getting paid the same amount as the head coach of Wade Phillips that time because he was the coach in waiting? Offense is just signature. We had Louis Riddick come on this show and talk about how teams want offensive coordinators. Why? Because the innovation that has taken place and the evolution that has taken place within the National Football League. If you're a defensive coordinator, you usually don't last long. Then they got to get rid of you, bring in somebody, change systems or whatever. But if you have an offensive mind, that usually bodes well for you. Well, that's Jason Garrett's background. Hasn't boded well. Scott Linehan has been there since 2015. Hasn't boded well. My last point is simply this. They got beat up, like I said, on the line of scrimmage. Ezekiel Elliott has been, this 5-game winning streak, he's carrying the ball 23, 25, 28 times. You give him the ball 18 times yesterday. He's averaging nearly 5 yards a carry. How come he didn't get the ball more? And by the way, going for it on 4th down in the first quarter after you get a field goal block, what do you think?
Well, first of all, they're playing from behind the whole day. Secondly, that Colts defense was really good. The run defense was really good. But I want to get to this. What happened to the Cowboys? Dak Prescott is not a great quarterback. He's a good – I don't think he's a bad quarterback. He's okay. He's fine. And what happened to the Cowboys were the Indianapolis Colts, who, if we're talking real sleeper picks to win the Super Bowl, you know, I like the Chargers out of the AFC. Colts are my sleeper pick right now, and I'll tell you why. Their O-line got healthy. This time of year, look for the teams with the healthy O-line, the hungry defense, check. The running game, check. And the great quarterback. Andrew Luck is a great quarterback in his prime. He is entering the MVP conversation. I know they were run heavy, but Luck has done exactly what they needed him to do since he got healthy this year. So the Colts are at home, their O-line is healthy, their defense is hungry, their running back is doing work, and they got a great quarterback. That's a formula because the hottest team this time of year is the one that goes on the run. The Cowboys don't have a great quarterback, and that was the difference yesterday.
Max, you're right to a certain degree. The Indianapolis Colts are for real. Winners of 7 of 8. They've done a tremendous job as far as their personnel is concerned, particularly protecting Andrew Luck, which they haven't done for years up until Chris Ballard's gotten there. Basically, what the Indianapolis Colts did is what Dallas has been doing to people on this winning streak, which is identity on defense, getting after people defensively, particularly up front, running the football, controlling the clock, and Dak making plays here and there. Well, guess what? They go up against an Indianapolis Colts squad that pretty much shut all that down and put it all on Dak to make plays. The defense didn't show up. Again, they got punched in the mouth. Ezekiel Elliott, now he didn't get enough carries, but in goal-to-goal situations, the Cowboys, they ran into a brick wall. They just couldn't score.
Brick wall.
And
How
when
many more carries did you get?
And when you're falling behind, guess what's the first thing that a play call is going to do? They're going to panic, and they're going to throw the football, and they're going to put it in the hands of the quarterback. And I've said it time and time again. I am not a believer in Dak Prescott when it comes to putting a team on his shoulders and making plays. This is a team that's built on defense first, running the football, and letting Dak play off of Ezekiel Elliott. And clearly, when the game is on the line, when those aspects of the team is now not in sync, not clicking, Dak can't put it on his shoulders and make the plays.
Cooper under 32 yards, Zeke under 100 yards. That has been their formula.
Well, yeah, 4 receptions for 32 yards for Amari Cooper. Here's my problem with what you just broke down. It's real easy to say Dak Prescott. I get that. I understand what both of y'all are saying. How in the hell do y'all just bypass my point about Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan?
No, I'm not.
That's a big deal.
But here's the thing. I'm not bypassing that, but you got to understand the mindset of a play caller, okay? When you're falling behind,
okay,
and this is not just Jason Garrett. Mm-hmm. This happens with a lot of play callers. When you fall behind, you panic.
Yeah.
You get into a panic mode, and you think that
I want to address.
Let me finish. And the first thing you want to do, the thing you want to do the most, you want to try to catch up, and the easiest way to catch up is through the passing
And here's
game.
my response to both of y'all. Jeff Fisher could have made that same damn argument with Jared Goff. What happens when Sean McVay comes in as a first-time coach in the league?
I'll answer.
I'm coming right to you, Max. You have specifically raved about Sean McVay and his courage, his innovativeness, the fact that he's not old school with that old school mentality, and he had the courage and the conviction to say, this kid I believe in, et cetera, et cetera. I am saying Scott Linehan and Jason Garrett have been here for years. Linehan in 2015, Jason Garrett obviously significantly before that. I'm only pointing out, how is it that we continue to look at Dak and we don't point the finger directly at them?
So here's the thing. You brought up Sean McVay.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you look at the Rams, the 2 games that they lost, you know what they've done? They've gotten away from the running game. Okay? So, and it happens to the whiz kid. It happens to any offensive coordinator. When they get behind, they panic. They want to start throwing the football.